hands with me. Here we go, clap your hands.
In this video, we're going to offer a few best practices when it comes to mixing monitors. Monitors can be loudspeakers placed on the floor of the stage facing the musicians, or earpieces that the musicians wear called in-ear monitors. Monitors allow the musicians to reference themselves in relation to the other band members as they play together. Dialing in monitors is absolutely critical to the performance of each musician and the band as a whole. Poor monitoring can affect the band adversely and ultimately be a distraction to the worship time. For example, if singers can't hear themselves, they may sing with poor pitch. If the drummer can't hear enough of the rhythm guitar or bass guitar, he or she may not be playing in good time together. The important thing to note about dialing in monitors is that every musician will have their own preferences to help them achieve their best performance. Many worship bands will use a combination of floor monitors and in-ear monitors. Let's talk about floor monitors. Floor monitors create additional sound on stage. This can be a problem in smaller spaces when the stage volume and reflected energy off the walls is louder than the house loudspeakers. When this happens, the audience will hear a lot of volume, but with very little clarity or intelligibility. A common misconception is that having fewer loudspeakers on stage will minimize the stage volume. But in this case, that just isn't true. When multiple musicians are referencing to the same floor monitor, no one is receiving exactly what they need for a solid performance. So each musician will ask to have themselves turned up in the monitor, which skews the mix for the other musicians sharing it. Each musician will continue to request more and more of what they need in the single monitor they all share until the monitor volume becomes uncomfortably loud, but with no reference clarity for any of the musicians. Whenever possible, each musician should have their own floor monitor with their own monitor mix. This way, each musician can reference only what they need in their monitor, which will significantly lower the overall stage volume. This is easily accomplished on a TouchMix 30 Pro offering 14 auxiliary sends, which one can use to feed individual monitor mixes. With this in mind, here is a step-by-step process for setting monitor mixes for your worship band. In our worship band, we have 3 musicians using floor monitors and 3 using in-ear monitors. All 6 musicians will have their own mix. Make sure each musician is in their position on stage. First, we need to set the preamp level for each instrument. For this setup, all faders in the mains and monitors should be down, and the channel should be muted as described in the gain staging videos. Next, ask the musician or singer to play or sing at their loudest volume. You may need to let them know that they won't hear anything from the system for a few seconds. Let's start with acoustic guitar. In this scenario, the worship leader is playing the acoustic guitar. While the guitar is playing, turn the trim volume up until the meter is bouncing at or is around unity. Note, the trim knob is not a volume button. Once you unmute the channel, you won't touch this knob again. The only time you would come back to this trim knob after the band is playing is if an instrument or voice is clipping the preamp, in which case you would back it off just enough so that the meter is not in the red. Now, unmute the channel. Bring the guitar fader up in the house PA. While the guitar continues to play, you can make EQ and dynamic adjustments to the house PA. This is the perfect place to use our instrument presets for all our instruments so that our EQs are 80% or more in place. If you don't know what to do with the channel parameters yet, just stay with that instrument preset. It already sounds great. We'll talk more about the front of house mix in the next video. Now for this mix, we'll dedicate aux 2 for the worship leader. Select aux 2 on the left. Now we are adjusting the worship leader's floor monitor. The faders have changed color, indicating that we are no longer on the main mix bus, but on aux 2 instead. While the guitar player continues to play, Bring the fader up in the worship leader's monitor. Have the guitar player nod his head when the volume is adequate. Now we need to add acoustic guitar to the other musicians' monitors. Even though we have 3 players referencing from floor monitors and 3 from in-ear monitors, the workflow will be the same. When adjusting monitors, the musicians will use the following hand signals. Point your fingers in the air indicates that they want more of something. Thumbs down indicate that they want less. The stop sign means it's perfect. Stop making adjustments. There are times when a musician may not want any of a certain instrument in their monitors. In that case, the musician will just keep their hands down. While the guitar is playing, select the keyboard wedge on aux 1. Turn up the acoustic guitar until they give you the stop sign. Now select the background singer's wedge, or whomever you decide to adjust next. Turn up the acoustic guitar in their wedge until they give you the stop sign. Follow this procedure for every instrument channel until everyone has a comfortable starting reference for their monitor. Now have the band play a song so you can dial in a suitable house mix. This will allow the musician to get a feel for their reference with the main house mix in place. Now it's time to take individual requests from the musicians in order to fine-tune their monitors. Ask each one what they need more or less of and make the necessary adjustments. I have found that if the sound person uses the iPad for this step, goes onto the stage with the band, and listens to what's happening on stage, there is a stronger connection that is developed between the musicians and the sound person. It's like the sound person is conveying to the musicians, I care about your monitor reference and I want you to be as comfortable as possible so you can play and sing to your full potential. In this scenario, the sound person will be making the adjustments for all the monitor mixes. But the QSC TouchMix 30 Pro allows the musician to have remote control of their own monitor mix using their smartphones or tablets. This is perfect for musicians using in-ear monitors. This is not recommended for musicians using floor monitors, as the potential to drive the loudspeaker into feedback is quite high and could be disastrous. Please refer to the video, The Promised Land, TouchMix Remote Control, for a refresher on how to do this. If the band you're mixing plays regularly, save this scene as a new scene on your mixer so that their monitor settings will be saved for future use. You will always begin your monitor sound check by setting the trims first with the channel muted. That's important. After verifying that everyone's trims are in place, you can unmute the channels and just jump to fine-tuning by asking each one if they have additional requests. When it comes to monitor mixing, there is a psychological component involved between the sound person and the musician. A good monitor reference allows the musician to play with confidence and ease. And there are a few unspoken rules that will help establish a feeling of confidence for everyone, even before you start spinning dials. Number 1, instrument inputs and microphones should be set up and ready to go before the band arrives. Trying to set up on stage at the same time the musicians are setting up can create clutter and chaos. Number 2, have background music running when the band arrives. That lets them know that you're ready and waiting on them, and not the other way around. Number 3, sound check the vocal mics in their monitors and leave them unmuted. In most cases, the first thing a vocalist does when they arrive is walk up to their mic and say check. When they hear that the monitor is hot, it sends them an implied message that you're ready for them and you're dedicated to making sure their monitors will be dialed into their specifications. And number 4, personally greet each band member as they arrive. This establishes a connection between the musician and sound person that is absolutely essential for a smooth sound check. Number 5, take the initiative to lead the band through the sound check. This ensures that sound check is done in a timely manner, and it takes pressure off the musicians to try and make it happen themselves. And number 6, make sure you know the names of each person. It's okay if you have to ask them to remind you of their name. As you're leading the band through sound check, using their names adds a personal touch, which sets everyone at ease. When you get their names, add them to the channel strips on the title in their input or monitor channels on your mixer. Because there are times you will inevitably forget someone's name, and having it there right in front of you in your mixer scene is super helpful. And there you have it, Monitor Mixing 101. When you're ready, move on to the next video.